Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is going to be for the House of the Dragon Teaser 1 Trailer Breakdown. And I am here. As you can hear in my voice, I'm still not awake yet, but I just got up, I saw that the teaser was posted, and I couldn't wait to get out here and do a live reaction. Mainly because I wanted to watch it, and I didn't want to watch it without you guys, without anyone that might be checking this out. Yes, we're in this pit of despair from what happened with the Game of Thrones final season. I know a lot of people still have some snuff all up in their uppagus, but here we are today to finally get into the new series, the prequel series, House of the Dragon. And let me say right off the bat, before I even watch this trailer, because I know some people might be tuning in this thing going, I'm giving up on Game of Thrones, screw this crap. Dan and Dave took a dump on everything that was awesome in Season 8. Just remember, Dan and Dave are not a part of this series. Oh my god, George, they're gonna go off stuff that George hasn't done. George already wrote this. This is already like a set story that they're going to interpret for HBO. So I think there are some hopeful things going on here leading into before we even watch this trailer. I haven't talked too much about what I've seen so far. I've seen some images here and there, but for the most part, I try to stay away from over-analysis of images, and I try to wait till we get to an actual trailer. And here we are. Earlier than I thought it was going to be, here in the beginning of October of 2021. I was just about to say 2020 because I missed a year somewhere along the way. But here we are to talk about this trailer and break it down. I won't be on for too long this morning. I just wanted to come on and watch it with you guys, do a little quick first live reaction, and get into this and start to try to see if this is going to do it, if this is going to slap that ugly taste out of our mouth that we have up in our shit from what happened with Game of Thrones, the final season. I know AK's still mad. There's a lot of people that are still mad. I was looking in the comment section before I even watched this today, and a lot of people were saying hard pass. Dan and Dave destroyed this, destroyed that. And I also saw a lot of the repetition of, oh, George doesn't work. This isn't something George written, so I'm not going to watch it. First off, if you are deep enough in this series that you know anything about George and what he's writing and all that sort of stuff, you know that this is a completed sort of thing, that we're being presented a whole complete story in this situation. Also, the main person helming this is Miguel Sapochnik. Miguel Sapochnik! However I want to pronounce his name. And he's the guy that did the Battle of the Bastards and in Hardhome and a couple of the other big, huge, epic, crazy adventure episodes of Game of Thrones. We have already heard that there's going to be 17 dragons. So I wonder if there's going to be a dragon in this trailer. I doubt it. I think they're going to hold off the dragons until the actual show or maybe the trailer right before. All sorts of things. I am excited. I am trying to get aboard, the hype excitement, get into this thing, but I am definitely taking more of a wait and see approach. But I'm not trying to bring in that other baggage from the actual Game of Thrones main series into watching this. That's what I'm trying not to do. And hi everyone, here I am. And I'm also not alone. I have with me this morning actually, the Sorry, I didn't want to get demonetized really quick there, so I said it real quick. But we have the chat with us right now. We got Negan, we got Jordy the Jedi, we got AK, we got Alex, we got the real YT, we got Pete Freaking Easy. The trailer has come out. The first teaser trailer for House of the Dragons came out this morning, probably about 2 hours ago. And as I said, I got up first thing in the morning, looked at my little phone stuff when I was going to do dirty things in the morning. You know, you wake up, you put on your phone, you're like, it's time for the dirty things in the morning. Number 1, I just went to the bathroom. Number 2, and time for number 3. And I was getting ready to do number 3, and I see it pop up. I see that Game of Thrones, or that HBO has released the House of the Dragon trailer. So I couldn't wait to get out here. I might be coming back out a little bit later to talk about a different subject, but I got out of bed, put some clothes on. I mean, that's thankful to you guys. You guys I don't want to make anyone go blind. And I decided to come out here and do an immediate reaction. What we're going to do here is I'm going to show the trailer. I know I'm probably going to get this video blocked, but I don't give a crap. I'm going to show the trailer in its entirety without saying a word. And then I'm going to come back, give a quick immediate thought. And then we're going to go back. And as you can see, the screen right there, we're going to watch it together a second time. And then I'll babble about it a little bit. And then we'll call this a little stream. So I don't know. Before I watch this, like I with my little preamble here, I'm trying not to bring any of that baggage into it, but there's a lot of it, especially with the mainstream audience, not the Song of Ice and Fire people that are obsessed with the series and will watch and take in almost everything. But some of those people as well have a little bit of a still have the snuff all up in their uppagus right now about this. And then again, if you go read the IGN article on Facebook and read the comment section. I'm just saying, like, the modern, who gives a crap, right? But like the modern people like that are the average everyday viewer that might be watching Game of Thrones and coming in and doing what allowing HBO to do what they want to do with this series, which is make it House of Dragons just as popular as Game of Thrones. The next Sopranos or Game of Thrones for HBO. But there's a lot of bitterness and saltiness still towards Game of Thrones, calling it just a fad, that wore its welcome too soon, because a lot of people that weren't into fantasy or weren't into things like this really projected themselves into this series and were riding in it. They were in the car. They were driving in the car with you. They're like, oh, all these Game of Thrones obsessed people, Song of Ice and Fire obsessed people, they know what they're doing. Lead us the way, buddy. And they got in the car and we're driving them through the streets of this city. We're, oh, look at it. Look how awesome it is. Look at Westeros. Look how great it is. Look at this. Look at that. Look at my baseball bat up your ass. All that sort of stuff. Very excited about it. And then the car fucking crashes. And then all these people are just like, I'm never getting in the freaking car with you guys again. Screw this. I'm not doing that. So HBO needs to find ways to destroy that and either not give a crap about those people and start to build new fans that possibly could be into this series, or they need to try to do ways to recover some of that audience fan base. And I think they're trying to recover some of that audience fan base. And I think whatever decision that they made to produce House of the Dragon, they've thought 17 dragons in a big Targaryen war, that's going to do it. I don't know. I'm coming in this with a big smile on my face and with my wacky excitement and going to watch every single episode of this. I'm into this universe. I love talking about it. I love thinking about it. I love doing what if discussions with Tony about it. I love breaking down this particular universe. I'm going to be in here until I fall off my seat and die. But can they bring back that excitement? Can they wipe off some of that saltiness? I question whether this was the best property to do it as the first one out the bat, but we'll get into that as we were watching the series. Maybe I'm just a Dunkin' Egg fanboy, and I think that like a character piece based around two characters would have been the best first thing. Break down from some of the epicness of the big Game of Thrones thing, and then show us a simpler story within Westeros with a pair of characters that are our main characters to kind of center the focus a little bit. That would have been my pick, but this is also, you could do it with fire and fucking dragons. And I'm excited about this, and I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see 17 dragons with different personalities all splashed across my face. And yeah, it's no better time than now to start. Oh, me gosh. I'm definitely not awake yet. Oh, me gosh. We got the Craft Mama in the live chat. TM, Dan and Dave are not involved. It's fully based on the written story by George R. R. Martin. It's being written and produced by two very competent people. And that's what I'm trying to say at the beginning here. If anyone's tuning into this that hasn't tuned into me for years because Game of Thrones put a hair across your butt and you're like, I'm done with anything, and you're checking and saying, oh, Phil's live again. We'll check this out. Just so you know, right off the bat, before anyone in the comment section says this, Dan and Dave are not a part of this at all. It's not, those two show creators destroyed Game of Thrones for me, so I'm not giving this a shot. You're not doing anything to Dan and Dave. They're still collecting their residual paychecks. I don't give a fuck. They don't care. They have nothing to do with this. They'll be, if you don't give this, I'm not saying this series is going to be excellent or whatever. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. But if it's a good series and you're not giving it a shot because you're pissed at Dan and Dave, you're letting Dan and Dave win. They did what they wanted to do. They wanted to take a big dump on the series after those first 3 seasons. After they did the Red Wedding, they didn't want to do anything else with it, but they were stuck because the series was a hit. So they took a dump on it when they had an opportunity to. And if you don't watch it now, they win. The Dan and Daves win. So yes, Dan and Dave are not working on this. Negan, great to see Negan in the live chat. Great to see Jay, Grim Reaper Princess. I won't watch this after the disastrous finale. And again, I understand that. I'm not telling you not to do that, or I'm not telling you to not bring some of that in. HBO It's like when your mom or your dad or teacher or something, like you have to be responsible for your actions after a certain point in time. You do something wrong, you're like, I'm sorry. And then someone's like, I accept it, but I can't forgive you, right? I can't, I can forgive, but I can't forget. And I'm not going to put you in that opportunity to screw me over again. And yes, Dan and Dave aren't a part of this, but HBO let this happen under Dan and Dave's watch. So to the point of and I just want to argue both sides here, what Grim Reaper Princess said, it's the truth that, yes, Dan and Dave aren't working on this, but HBO allowed Dan and Dave to do that and didn't just sort of halt production on it to say, we got to wait for George. And I know we'd still be waiting, but still, saying something more. So if some of that presented anger can get projected towards HBO as a whole, I completely understand that. And not wanting to give the show a shot. I just want to be clear where your hate should be thrown at and why. If you're throwing any hate on Dan and Dave and having any remnants uncomfortability based around that, you're blaming the wrong people essentially, because none of them are working on this series. But if you're blaming HBO and you're like, HBO allowed this to happen, they should have had, not let Dan and Dave get away with saying 8 episodes and 6 episodes. They should have kept them to do 10 seasons, kept them to truly keep going in the same rhythm that they had, gave them too much freedom in their situation, and I'm not giving HBO the ticket to be able to do this to me again. I completely understand that. I guess I'm just trying to clarify that anyone that might not know, this is a completely different creative team that is a very competent, quality creative team with George's hand in all of this. George is a big part of the production and creation of this. And maybe it's too little too late for some people, and that's okay too. And that's what I meant, that HBO needs to think about whether they want to repair those relationships that they broke with fans, or they want to say fuck it and try to make new fans and try to get this series be its own unique thing. And in the similar way that, some other series maybe built newer audiences instead of holding true to the audiences that they love. But last season was so iffy, and great to see Craft Mom in the live motherfucking chat. TM, they're not involved. Hey, your new place looks good. Thank you, Jay. I'm still settling in and got to figure out what, if anything, I'm going to put behind me and dealing with some of the audio issues I'm having in here because it's a little bit more boomy. But thank you so much. It's good to be in the new place, and it's a lot more integrated, as you can see, even this morning, being able to come out here. It's a lot more easy to access my podcasting studio than my last 2 places I lived. So I can make sure I come out here even on a whim like this morning in a last minute situation. The Terminator is back, and I better be careful because who's not far behind, the T-1000. He's going to go, have you seen John Connor? Is John Connor watching Game of Thrones? And we will be in a lot of trouble. George R. R. Martin wrote the pilot, so we're going to be in a good start. I'm not watching because Dan and Dave weren't brought back. Said nobody. Giggity, giggity. Peter Griffin, I love you, buddy. Jay says, I'm not giving it a shot because Dan and Dave maybe not care about Game of Thrones universe anymore. And that is fair, what Jay said. I'm not saying that it did the same thing for me, and I'm also not saying, fucking Jay, you shouldn't let it do that. It's a very big possibility because not everyone's going to get way knee deep into a literature series like the Song of Ice and Fire series, and they bathe in it. Even I don't necessarily do that. I love it. I have a base understanding of it, mainly from being lucky enough to be friends with people like Carmine and Toady and listening to Preston and listening to other people that actually know and have a good concept of the book's understanding. So I can kind of learn through them, and then I listen to the audiobooks and I follow the series. I am, and I've said it, anyone that tunes into this channel or if you haven't in a while, I'm a television guy. I am like the kid in the television show Remote Control. Phil wasn't like the other boys, and I'm sitting down watching TV. I was obsessed with television from the first point that I had it put in front of me. It's why I'm so stupid and why I have what's that over there? Oh, sorry, I got distracted for a second. But it's why I'm all over the place. I am a creature of television. So I look at Game of Thrones, even though it is Song of Ice and Fire universe with the book series, and that's the prime, if we're going like prime turtle, that's prime Song of Ice and Fire, but I am a television person. And I can only be forced in this context to look at the Game of Thrones universe and the HBO universe in a television way. And to Jay's point, a lot of people that this was their entry point to the series. This was their entry and their exit point for the series. They didn't go and research books. They didn't read novellas. They didn't look into the blood, Dragon Blood, or what is the book that just came out? Fire and Blood, Dragon Blood, or that book, Dragon Blood, or The World of Ice and Fire. They don't care about that kind of stuff, right? Or Dunk and Egg. They don't care about that stuff. They care about HBO's A Game of Thrones. And in that context, there's a lot of... Sorry, I don't mean to associate you like this, Jay. There's a lot of Jays. There's a lot of people that just won't get past what the television series did. And it's fun to talk about this, because I don't think I've came out here and talked about Game of Thrones on this channel since the finale aired. So this is fun to be out here to be able to babble to you guys. I also want to mention that we do have a voicemail and text line. I'm just getting it up right now. Hey, it's the morning. I'm just getting it up. It's 781-990-8509. I should have that up and running by the time I play the trailer. So make sure, if you want to share your thoughts, if what I'm saying is completely full of shit and you're not feeling any of it, and you're like, listen, Phil, I'm so in love with this, I can't wait, and I think you're just being a negative Nelly. Or if you're thinking the opposite, Phil, you're being too positive and hypeful for a series that died a couple of years ago. Whatever. I want to know how much of an idiot I am. You can also put that in the comment section after the video airs at 781-990-8509. Excuse me. Just leave the comment below and I will talk about it. Also going to get Joe Dirtylock's thoughts on this after the next week's Walking Dead episode. So if you haven't checked that out too, Joe is back with me doing The Walking Dead every Sunday. And usually we're live Sunday evenings at 10:30 p.m. And I'm also live usually on Tuesdays talking about Only Murders in the Building. So if you're into that sort of stuff, make sure you check it out. Okay, so let's finish the live chat a little bit here, and then we're going to start this trailer. Ooh, but Better Call Saul is the gold standards of prequel series. And I think if we have this to kind of gear the House of Dragon series, to have that as an influential thing out there in the universe right now, and to show the success of a Better Call Saul, even though it's not capturing the same mainstream magic that a Breaking Bad did, I think it's what they should long for, what they should hope that they can get to, a point where they have a strong, passionate fan base that is into this series, not necessarily worrying about getting back that mainstream audience that the main series had. Because I think if they try to do that, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Why are you pissed at George Alexandria? George is getting angry. George is getting angry. Did I miss it, Phil? Let's watch it 10 more times. I haven't put it on quite yet. I do miss Joe and the Crow being so mad about the episodes. Joe will be back, and Crow as well should hopefully fly back in. Grim Reaper, HBO is for sure to blame as well. I'm curious as well. So all of your favorite YouTubers will have a video on the teaser today. I bet they will, Peter. There's 1.5 million YouTubers right now. As I saw someone post something like this, but it's true. There's 1.5 million YouTube people, Game of Thrones YouTube people. They're going to turn a minute and a half trailer into 2-hour videos today. Great to see Vol. Great to see Vol right now. Bliss, a sensitive man. Nice place, Phil. Did you already pay the Jeffersons themes? I'm moving on up to the Lynn side. I finally got a place that doesn't look like a squished pie. That's true. The last place I lived looked like a squished frickin' pie. I said it many times. He can write any fake stories for all I care. Dream of Spring and Winds of Winter, be damned. I agree. The show with all three chat talk. Oh, thank you so much. And we will be back, especially Joe and I. I think Katie's been a lot more busy with work type stuff and schooling kind of stuff. She hasn't been able to join us or fly in, but it's mainly because she doesn't want to come in and just talk about something she's not going to like. We got to find something Katie's really going to like. So if Katie likes House of Dragons, the Crow will fly back in and talk about it occasionally, especially in season premieres and finales. And if you watch some of the Walking Dead stuff in the last couple of weeks, Katie does sort of the Crow circles around the podcast and says and litters a few words here and there. So I can say with confidence that Katie will be back talking at some point in time, and it's going to be exciting. Hey, Phil, the TV was my childhood babysitter. What did they call us? Latchkey kids or something like that? Yeah, TV raised me. We got Quagmire and Peter Griffin in here. Holy shit! We get the whole Family Guy cast in here in the live motherfucking chat. Yes, I'm much more audiovisual. Me too. We got Tanwee Beckett, who retracted the message. I hope you throw it again, Sam Beckett. I know you're leaping through time, my friend. Phil likes to interact with the chat on his streams. I'm sure he'll start soon. Oh, someone go, when the fuck am I starting to put this, like, they're like, come on, we tuned in here for the freaking trailer. Can you shut the fuck up and play it already? And yes, absolutely. I'm a loudmouth douchebag that can't shut my freaking mouth up, and it's time to actually watch this thing. So let me do this. Let me put this on. Oh no, right over here. Here we go. Let me lower the live motherfucking chat here. Let me put this down here in the bottom. We'll see. Live motherfucking chat. Let's put this right here. And we got a super chat donation. Holy fucking shit. From who gave us our super chat? We got the Grim Reaper Princess. Phil, thank you for putting up with bad television. Thank you so much, Grim Reaper Princess. I am going to, oh gosh, I still have a little bit of, oh no. Am I really going to drink vodka at 9 a.m. here? I think I am. Oh goodness me. Here we go. Let me do this right before someone's like, you're about to watch it and now you're talking again, Phil? Give me a break. Here we take a shot. Oh. Ooh, early morning vodka. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for that super chat donation. You were amazing. I very much appreciate it. And here we go. Phil, shut the fuck up. Time for the House of the Dragon official trailer. Okay. Duh. 200 years before Dan and Dave screwed things up.
Gods.
Ooh.
Hand of kings. Squeeze my fucking sword, bitches. Fire. And blood. Dreams didn't make us kings. Dragons did.
Okay. Choose my plan. Okay, so basically this is a hype video for HBO Go. Is that it? Did they throw anything at the bottom? Okay. So Okay. I'm not angry at this trailer 100%. We're gonna watch it a few more times here. Let me put the camera back up. Where is the figure? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're gonna watch this a few more times. Now, I do like the look of it. Right off the bat, I think the voiceover works really well. The voiceover setting it up. You know, the dragons. You know, what was it? Time didn't give us power. The dragons did. I like that. I like the fact that it's sort of making that little statement right there, and I think it hits down on a really good point. Visually, I like the way it looks. I think the film texture of it all excited me. I got kind of back into the feel of this universe just from listening to the words of it and getting into it. I'm probably a little bit more excited by this than probably some people were. I'm starting to get excited. I'm starting to wake up. I'm starting to go, hoo, 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 hoo. But the thing that got me the most excited about that trailer, and I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but it was the way that the throne looked. I don't know if because George is more a part of the series and they're going back and it looked a little bit in my mind, and I have to rewatch it right now, and I'm going to rewatch it and sort of more be a loud, obnoxious asshole here and talk about it. The throne itself looked a bit more like I see it in the pictures or the images that you see throughout the book. It looked like it had that little, the walkway more up to it that was surrounded by the swords and all that. So I definitely enjoyed that. I still am not on board with Matt Smith. I see him and he takes me out of it a little bit, but everyone else generally looked cool. I like the setup of the violence, the energy that we got from it. We didn't see any dragons, which I think is good too. You kind of hold that over somebody. Yeah, I wanted to see dragons, but if you slap me across the face too much with it right away, it's going to lose a little bit of that intensity value. So for initial purposes, I did not. My initial reaction is that made me more cautiously optimistic. It was a little bit of a nothing burger in some ways, in the sense of showing us I think they were just showing us the completion of all the leaked images that we've seen at this point. But I do like it. I like some of the textural aspects of it, and I am not unhopeful after watching that. So I'm gonna watch it one more time now and watch it live here and with it on the screen and stuff, and try to be a little bit more obnoxious with breaking it down here and what I see and all of that. But we will, and then I'll break it open to the live chat and get your thoughts and see if you guys have any specific thoughts or interests in this series beyond what I am saying. And I'm sorry if my mic, I keep seeing my audio is like spiking a little bit. So I'm sorry if I'm getting a little loud in my excitement here. We'll try. Okay. So let's go. Let's play this one more time. So let's play this thing 7 more times. Let's okay. Oh my God, HBO, I'm done. Fuck you, HBO. Fuck you. You screwed over my Game of Thrones. Fucking, I don't like you, HBO. You're an asshole. So, I'm done already. Says a lot of people right now. Let's not cut through the shit sandwich. There's a bunch of people that are probably going to be dealing with it in that way. HBO, Game of Thrones, I'm done. Go fuck yourself. Listen, buddy. This is what I gotta say about you. I don't see any. Listen, if I don't see any, if I don't see any of this guy, I'm not watching the series. If I don't see Dick on, I'm not watching this fucking series. I'm no big city lawyer, but if Davos ain't in this series, I'm not watching it. Okay, let's go. Okay, and again, am I being too picky when I say his Targaryen wig looks a little bit too coiffed? It looks a little coiffy. It looks a little coiffy there, but. Again, I'm being a little picky. This is what some of the nitpicky people are going to say, is they say that some of the wigs and some of the style look like it's Game of Thrones cosplay. And maybe I have too much of an image of Matt Smith in my head. He's just maybe too noticeable for me, so it's taking me out of it. And every time I see him in a blonde, I'm like, that's not fucking Matt Smith. That's Matt Smith in a blonde wig. That's not anybody. That's not anyone I care about. But yeah, no, I'm just being a bitch right now. Look at the coiffiness. He's so coiffy with his hair. The coif. But no, I like the way they start this in the dark like this. Original HBO series. In fact, it's on HBO Max. Get your HBO Max purchases today. Please buy. We got tons of crack available to you. We got Paramount Plus. We got HBO Max. We got Apple TV. We got Discovery Plus. We got NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox TV. We got AMC. Buy our app. Buy our fucking app. We got the drugs you need. It seems cheesy and trivial, but like little things like this, I like. I like the way that the film stock looks. I like the visual of the seeing the ocean. I don't know. There's certain things about the way that the series right off the bat from the trailer is looking. I like. All my trash talk aside and all my silliness about some of the costumes or some of the more of the hair design of Matt Smith. I think visually it looks really good. I'm just taking a piss a little bit here. I think visually that's the thing that I was sort of concerned about, if they would try to match the sort of tone of the last Game of Thrones series. And it seems like they're doing it within the stock of it all. And right away, this looks good. It looks good. And I can't complain about the visual aspect of the way it is appearing. And I like the sound. I like the music that they bring in. I didn't mention the music yet, but having But his name that I'm not going to rip apart, but I know his name. Prison Break guy, Rowan. Look, I always screw it up, and someone's going to spell it phonetically for me. But you know who I'm talking about, motherfuckers. His music, dude, like the dude's rug ties the whole room together for me, right? It gives me that feel and allows me to emotionally kind of get into it all. Because regardless whether you were the sternest Game of Thrones Season 8 hater, I would argue and fight you tooth to nail that the music from beginning to end was one of the strongest points of the entire main series. I think the music never let me down, whether it be towards the end of the series with Cersei's theme, or the final theme as Jon's marching past the wall, of the resurgence of the Game of Thrones theme. I think the music tells a better story from the main series than Dan and Dave ended up telling by the end. I think the music never lets the series down. Similar with Star Trek, I think even in Star Trek V, that colossal piece of turd that Shatner directed, I think even in Star Trek V, the music doesn't let the series down. And I think it's similar here with Game of Thrones. Oh, excuse me, House of Dragon. Of the dragon, not a dragon. I'm not dealing with like Denver the Last Dinosaur's dragon lair here. Denver, the last dinosaur. He's not a dragon, he's a dinosaur, and feel your mind's a whore. Okay, so let me continue. 200 years again before Dan and Dave screwed it up. Don't forget. Don't forget, motherfuckers. I like that visual right there. You know, shows some of the epic scale of the world that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at a crazy, crazy scale of more association to the past in Valyria and the Targaryens. We're going to just learn much more about early Westeros, and because it's going to be more crossover appeal from the olden times to the modern times, so to speak. So, and we're going to have way more Targaryens around, so we're going to get way more perspectives about this world.
Gods.
Hand of the king.
Kings.
Angry, insane king. Who looks really angry. Look at that look at his face. He does not look happy, and he looks like he's eaten one too many Targaryen Twinkies, right? There's some too many Targaryen Twinkies going on here, Mr. Targaryen. Your days on the throne are long since past. And a cool-looking sword that some people smarter than me will probably be able to tell you what sword that is. Ooh, the grip. They're putting a grip over our neck. Okay, whoever that was, and Riella, that's my favorite looking character so far, and my favorite moment of the trailer.
And blood.
This whole part right here, I think she looks amazing. Of all the way the designs of characters and the way things look, even in live action right there, seeing the look on her face, she seems to be more in the moment than some of the other people I see in the trailer too. So I'm very much a big fan of that particular casting and that actress, even in the trailer. Like, it stands out to me. I see this moment right here. Where is it? Let's see it again. See this moment right here. That gets me really excited. And I'm sorry, I know people are telling me, you know, like this is the shot that we're seeing in all the thumbnails of the particular show. These two are going to be a big pair of the series. And I know people are telling me don't sleep on Matt Smith, and I appreciate that, right? Okay? You know, I know him from something else. So I'm bringing my baggage in with me. That doesn't mean that needs to stay there. It means it honestly is better for, thank you, Matt Smith, it's better for you. Because I'm going to go in there with a hair across my ass watching Matt Smith and being like, you're not David Tennant. Doctor Who fans are going to hunt me down and kill me right now. But not David Tennant. You know, I'm going to be a dick about it. And I don't like Matt Smith. But he very easily could make me shut the fuck up within that first episode. Within the first episode of seeing 5 seconds of Matt Smith's performance, you could hear Tim's voice coming out of nowhere to go. That's basically what's gonna happen, probably, right? So it's actually a good thing that I have this much of a hair across my ass with Matt Smith. But every time I see him, I'm not buying him in this role, and I'm not buying him. He's the one to me that makes me look like he's doing Targaryen cosplay, and he's not really a Targaryen. I need to see him in live action. I need to hear his voice. I need to see him out there. Whereas that's a Targaryen to me. She's in it. She's fucking in it. Look at that. That face looks to me like I'm acting. That looks like a really good acting puss, you know? And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know I'm being an asshole here, but whatever. That awesome. Awesome. Visually looks everything good. You see the more wide oriented of the universe. You see something inside you see all these different houses and all these different people. I like her look on her face too, and I like her style as well. Running with a dagger. I'm gonna fucking stab someone. You see, fucking joust. You see sword fights. You see lots of excitement to show you this is gonna be an exciting series. And then you see this.
Dragons did.
And that seems to be like that highlight point of the trailer where we see the Iron we see Iron Throne, probably popping in the chat at some point. We see the Iron Throne looking like the way the Iron Throne should look with this walk up here. This is the best part of the trailer. And we said dreams didn't make us kings, dragons did. This is the part that makes me go fucking nuts, right? This is the part that I'm like, holy fucking ball sweat, McGee. This is incredible.
Make us kings. Dragons.
This is why I like my new apartment. 2022. Make sure you purchase your HBO Max. So I definitely like the end part of the trailer, and I like a lot of the aspects that get included in the trailer. I'm excited about this. It has me a little bit more eagerly anticipating the series than I was before in some ways, but also I am definitely, I won't say nervous about it, but I'm going in, and Joe and I talked a little bit about this at the end of the Walking Dead stream in preparation, knowing that we'd be talking about the series eventually. I'm going in with a wait and see approach. This trailer does give me some hopes. I like the visual aspects of it. It looks really pretty. It sounds good. And some of the costumes and the hairstyles and everything look good. It looks like it's presenting the world of Westeros within this time period in an interesting way. It's going to be a dark, violent, aggressive kind of world. I think the truth of the matter, though, for me, is going to come with how's the pacing? How does it go? How does it feel when we get into it with some actual acting and interacting with the characters? Right now, the highlight reel looks great. You know, except for my hair across my ass about Matt Smith. I think everything looks visually good, but that doesn't matter. If you did a highlight reel of season 7 and season 8 of Game of Thrones, it's going to look good too. How's it going to be in practice? What are the scripts going to be like? What is the dialogue going to be? Is it going to feel true to the universe? And I tend to think it is. If George is writing the pilot, George is going to be a heavy hand of most of the series, and you got really good show creators helming this thing that really are inspired into bringing back the magic of what Game of Thrones was. The problem is sometimes you can't put lightning back in the bottle, and that's why I'm saying that I want them as a creative team to target trying to just make a good show and not try to bring back the masses of Game of Thrones fans. And I'm afraid that HBO is a little bit too much trying to do that. So we'll see when it actually happens in 2022, how the hype train around this series works that HBO is going. But it even seems like in this trailer, they're trying to make sure you remember everything that happened 200 years before, trying to get you off of that thing. And this is going to be the Game of Thrones now. This is it. You know, forget all that stuff. Go over here. And I don't know if that's the best tact and the way to take it. You know, but we will see. So now I've talked. I've shared my asshole-ish thoughts. And as I'm taking a shot of vodka at 9 o'clock in the morning, thanks to a super chat donation. You guys are amazing. Let's go into the live chat and see what some of you guys think. We got I Eat Zebra in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see my fellow Massholian out there in the live chat. Morning to you, Zebra. And I love what I realized. Zebra and I live very, very relatively close to each other, I believe. I think you live around that Game of Thrones tier chat. There's only one reason why I'm a Game of Thrones fan. Giggity, giggity, giggity. We got the Bad Wolf, AK. I guess I just confused that you're mad at him for something that Dan and Dave did. Or you're definitely allowed to feel like I just try to see your viewpoint. Okay, we're getting some discussions in the live chat. Do y'all think Emilia Clarke will be on the show? I could see her coming in through a flash forward of some sort, but probably not. I don't think you're going to see any of the same actors on this show unless they're playing different characters. You guys are amazing. It looks epic. Oh, Miss Duncan the Tall says she loves it. Grim Reaper Princess, what the hell is this? What the hell? My heart is pumping, says Quagmire. It looks good. I got the bumps, says Craft Mama. Looks pretty good. Alex says it's not about the execution of season 8, or they're having that season 8 discussion. Jordy the Jedi, good morning. Also, Iron Throne had a lot more swords in it. It did, but it is a good step in the right direction for the throne to look a little bit more book accurate. You know, I'm not going to say it looks exactly like it, but seeing that in that first kind of shot to look at it really kind of excited me. I didn't see purple eyes. Slightly disappointed, says AK. Oh my God, Valerians. Holy cow, amazing. Honestly, I would enjoy a show about just about dragons being dragons. With the dragons being the stars, sort of like a nature show of just all dragons. I would like that too. Hey, what's up, Killmonger? O'Hara Young, great to see. Phil, I wish they had your beautiful name. Aw, Miss Duncan the Tall, you're making me blush, Miss Duncan the Tall. You are a sweetheart. It's not about the execution of season 8, it's about the message of the story. George R. R. Martin should have written historical fiction instead of making me waste my time investing in his pointless magic, says Alex. Okay, and again, what I like to do here more than anything is to share all sorts of perspectives. We're not in any sort of echo chamber here, whether it be a positive echo chamber or a negative echo chamber. Maybe sometimes when we're watching The Walking Dead, we can get into a negative echo chamber. But that's beside the point. So just for fairness here, and I appreciate everyone in the live chat having a really awesome discussion about this, whether you're excited about this or you're not. It's very, very fun to kind of at least have some more stuff to talk about and not just talk about the shit show of the final season. We got Powerpuff Girls, says Killmonger. Grim looks like Dragonstone. It did look like Dragonstone, O'Hara Young. She looks beautiful. She really does look beautiful. They better have hella dragons. Supposedly, George has said that there's going to be at least 17 dragons. That's what I've heard. The music was definitely on point. Yep, the music was always amazing. Ramen Noodle Guy. Yeah, the Ramen Noodle Guy, Peter Griffin. Oh, yes. Ramen Dujwandai is amazing. I enjoyed him in concert. I actually went to go see that as well, the Game of Thrones concert. Extremely unbelievable. Ramen Dujwandai is goddamn genius. He was taught by Hans Zimmer himself. Hans Zimmer, probably, if not the best, one of the best with John Williams of the soundtrack people. So it is excellent to... I didn't know he was trained by that Pillow Princess, but that makes a lot of sense with the sense of quality that he has. Very underrated. One of his soundtracks is the show Prison Break. If you've never seen Prison Break, it's not an excellent show past the first season. I think the first season is really good, but the music in it is amazing, and Ramen does all of it as well. I wish it was House of Dragons, not Dragon. Phil Princess. Brothers and sisters are getting it on. Phil, is you okay, man? I'm all right. I'm just waking up. You aren't true. I don't hate Matt Smith, but he's not... You're not true. I don't hate Matt Smith, but he's not David Tennant. He's not David Tennant. Yeah, I imagine Daemon Targaryen a lot more handsome, too. A good thing with Game of Thrones is that I didn't know any of the actors except for Boromir. He sold it exceptionally well. Absolutely, and I think maybe that's something that's bothering me specifically, because to say what I Dream of Joran says, Matt Smith always looks a little constipated to me. He's got that constipated rabbit look on his face, like he ate some bad lunch the whole time, and he's got this disgusting look on his face, and I can't quite get on board with him all the time. Oh my God. Thank you again for that freaking super chat donation. Was a Grim Reaper Princess. I am friggin' way too buzzed for night. At least I can go back to bed right now after I'm done with this and then get up and... You aren't wrong. Jeez, I'm tired. We got to see the dragon. Hope it's the same with Doctor Who. This is what I see on the throne. It looks like they're just hiding stuff. I thought that was a fake pic. What a treat, says Toffee. What a treat to have you in my live chat. The Iron Thrones. I'm 200 years before. I don't want to see any actors from Game of Thrones. Yes, we do have voicemails. I will play the voicemails. Oh, we have two voicemails, one from area code 403 and one from area code 202. I will play those voicemails in 1 second. O'Hara Young says, I'm very excited. Okay, I had to step away and do some work. What a miss. Hans Zimmer created new instruments to make the Dune soundtrack. Can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it as well. Last 2 seasons of The Walking Dead have been great, says O'Hara. I only expected my initial complaint because I asked people to not be spreading that negativity. Jay, Prison Break was good into the end. It was better than Game of Thrones at the end. I didn't hate everything. Partially why it was good towards the end and quality towards the end was William Fincher. I didn't love when they got the team together to do assignments for Michael Rappaport stuff. But I generally like the first 3 seasons. You know, the first season, the season when they were escaping, and the season in the prison, in the Mexican prison. It was a Colombian prison. The South American prison. Central American / South American prison that they were in. I forget where it was. But I didn't like anything after that. I didn't like the movie or anything, but I generally did. I watched it all the way through. Matt Smith was good in The Crown. I really hope he does Damon justice. I hope so as well. I'm just a little bit ignorant towards Matt Smith beyond Doctor Who, so I'm kind of going in there with the perspective of I don't know what Matt Smith can do other than play Doctor Who, and I didn't like him in that role. And I know, again, Doctor Who fans are going to be angry at me. I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan, but I generally enjoy David Tennant as a performer, and when I've seen Matt Smith stuff, it just didn't give me the same magic. That being said, Matt Smith can perfectly surprise me in this role, and I'm ready for it. I just hope this gives you some intelligent content to review and get your teeth into it. Can't wait to watch the recaps. Me too. If not, we always got Better Call Saul to wait for, Toffee. So Joe and I just don't make guttural sounds when we're watching something. And whoever said the last 2 seasons of The Walking Dead have been great, O'Hara Young, make sure you tune into our mid-season finale podcast, 10:35 p.m. on this coming Sunday. Joe and I will be talking about the quarter season finale of The Walking Dead, and I'm very curious to have your perspective in there. You may hate watch it and then shut us off immediately, but we always love perspectives of people that are actually enjoying the show right now to tell us where we're wrong. This is a little House of the Dragons, also Many Saints of Newark spoiler. We finally figured out who assassinated the dragons. Uncle Junior did it after he hurt his back and he couldn't get his dick up anymore. That's right. Will I do Only Murders in the Building this week? I am going to try. I have to watch it. I have a couple of errands to do after this. But yes, theoretically, I will be doing it. If not, I will be doing a triple up next week. I have a little work thing to do after this. Is why I'm on so early this morning. And hopefully I'll get back in time to do Only Murders, but I do have 2 episodes to watch and catch up with that. So if I don't catch up with Only Murders this week, I will be back next week to talk about 3 episodes and leading into the finale episode. But I will try to get out here today to do a little bit of Only Murders. I just need to watch the episode. Thank you, Grim Reaper. I think Matt will definitely pull it off, AK says. This isn't the first time he's had to do sword work, and he's more versatile than folks know. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in this. AK, there's very few people in this world whose opinions of actors and performers and different shows and stuff more closely associate mine. So to have you say that to me, to have you say, give Matt Smith a shot here, Phil. You don't know what you're saying, and I mean you're not saying that necessarily just to me, but you don't know exactly what you're saying here. I've seen Matt Smith in other stuff. He's gonna be really good. He's gonna surprise you. Give him a shot. Don't hate on Smith before you get an actual chance to see him here, right? And I definitely appreciate that. And that's exactly why I'm doing this and why I'm talking, why I'm admitting my Matt Smith bias without just saying, oh, look, everything looks great. Smith looks great. I want to know that. I want to hear that. I want you to tell me that and hear that he's going to be good, because he's going to be a big part of, the success of the series is going to be how good that character sells itself for being an evil fucker. And I want to see that dictated on screen. If you're telling me, yes, Matt Smith is going to kill that role, I'm not going to hold you to it and be like, if it isn't, I'm going to AK, I'm never listening to AK again. But I trust, you and I generally like the same things. So I trust your opinion on that. I just heard somewhere, but I don't remember. I heard that. I don't remember where. I'm looking forward to Only Murders this week. I will try my ass off to get on, even if I go on this tonight for just a little bit, but because I'm really excited about Only Murders as well. So keep an eye out that if you're checking out this stream, keep an eye out later today, whether it be probably if I do it today, this afternoon, it will be around 1:30 p.m. Because after this in about a little bit, I need to go and get ready for a quick work thing. So I will try to watch it and do that Only Murders a little bit later this afternoon. So if you're checking this out and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you can hear all my wackiness. And if you're checking this out and you're like, Phil, I haven't seen you in forever because I've only watched your Game of Thrones content and I've been waiting for another Game of Thrones thing, make sure you subscribe and check out some of my other stuff to see if it's something you might want to listen to my babblery. There will be 10 episodes of the House of Dragon when it comes out in 2022. I wonder if 2022 means the end of 2022. Like, it will be like November, December of 2022. As long as Dan and Dave stay away, I will be fine. I wish you tons of hugs too, AK. Am I going to do a podcast on the many saints, Phil? It's funny. I had a thumbnail made. I was getting ready to talk about it, and I didn't love it. And Matt, who's my Sopranos co-host, is on injured reserve right now because he had some mouth surgery. So me and him are going to talk about it. We're just not in as much of a hurry to talk about it. But once Matt's up and running and we're back doing stuff and we give a little time to get into it, Matt and I will do a podcast to talk about it. But if you're eager to hear my thoughts on the House of the Dragon, make sure you check out the most recent episode of the Walking Dead cast. I might try to cut it and post it as its own thing, but Joe Dirtylocks and I talked at the end of our podcast about a couple of different topics past The Walking Dead. We talked about Joe's thoughts on The Last of Us happening, Joe's thoughts on a Babylon 5 reboot that might be coming on the CW, or a continuation, and we talked about both of our thoughts on Night Court with John Larroquette. I was gonna say Dan Larroquette, Dan Fielding, and we also talked a bit about our thoughts on the Many Saints. So if you're curious about that, check out the most recent Walking Dead cast that we did on Sunday. At the end, I think at the 1 minute and 25. 1 hour and 25 minute point is when we stopped talking about The Walking Dead. So check that out if you're interested in watching. The last 40 minutes are us talking about not Walking Dead topics. But yes, this trailer. I think that what I'm going to do is not even a cameo. Phil rants, such a letdown. I'm betting that $10 of the House of Dragon series will be finished. I'll bet you $10 of the House of Dragon series will be finished before the Winds of Winter. Exactly, yeah. Don't podcast in the mini states. That's what basically happened, Toffee. I was ready to do it. I was ready to do it Friday, right when the episode aired, like Thursday night at midnight. Or 2 a.m. I was like up and ready, and I watched it early. I ended up falling asleep. I watched it early Friday morning, and I'm like, I can't talk about this. I can't talk about this. I'll fall asleep talking about it. But yeah, we do a Walking Dead podcast every week after the episode airs. We are a little hard on the series for people that like it, but we have a good time doing it. Impressions of Syl and Polly kill me. Yeah, especially Syl. Thank you so much, Edward Martin, for stopping on in to show me some love. I think what we're going to do right here before I end things up, show the trailer one more time for people that may be tuning in a little late here. And we'll talk about it one last time through, and then I will call this a stream. Thank you so much for everyone. I want to keep this somewhat concise for me. Which is an hour talking about a 1 minute and 15 second thing. But I have a feeling I am only the first of many of these kind of videos that you will see put out today by some of your Song of Ice and Fire creators, YouTube creators, and just people trying to surf the buzz. So here we go. House of Dragons official trailer one more time. Here we go.
Coiffed hair. I've got coiffed hair. My name is Matt. Hello, my name is Matt. I look at water. 2 years before the gods.
Look at my shirt.
Kings.
Look at my hand. Look at my destiny.
Look at me. Again, she looks the best. She looks the most Targaryen of all of them. I had some bad lunch, and I'm hungry.
I will stab you. I will make everyone upset. I will stab you too. I will poke you. I will sword you. Dreams didn't make us kings.
I love it. I love the way the Iron Throne looks. I love the way the Iron Throne looks. Boom. Okay, when's it coming? 2022. What do we have to do to watch it? Oh, we have to choose our plan. HBO Max. Choose your plan. I love how that's so it's such an advertising thing. Choose your plan. You have chosen poorly. You have chosen ads. You've chosen commercials. You have chosen poorly. It's great to see everyone in the live chat this morning. You guys are incredible. Thank you for all your love and time. We're just going to start to wrap things up here. Let me close that out because I don't want to encourage myself to watch that again. Yeah, the Valerians look really cool. I like that vibe. I like that section of the trailer. I'm not picking apart too much because you see all the flowers. It just looks very, very alive. I'm very excited the way that this trailer looks, just again from a visual standpoint. Whether the story is going to be good is going to be the truth be told. Whether these characters feel like real characters, and we get into all of that, is going to be a very important part of all of this. But just from a simple visual and sound standpoint, I think the trailer hits a home run. It does what it needs to do. I think get people that are excited or that aren't completely jaded by the final season of Game of Thrones to feel this universe again, and maybe get some of the people that haven't watched anything Song of Ice and Fire related and are still interested in the universe but still a little jaded and a little bitter from what they saw in the final series. Maybe makes them look at this and go, this could be something different. This could be a different kind of vibe. This could be more fun, or not more fun, more bam, 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 bam. House of Dragons. We're gonna see lots of dragons, lots of violence, lots of sword fights, lots of intensity. That's gonna keep you tuning in every week. That's not gonna be stupid. So what I do hope, though, is so much of what captured the Game of Thrones audience for people, I think, wasn't necessarily about swords and dragons. Yes, people love Dany. They love seeing her dragons. They love that aspect of Game of Thrones. But I think initially what sort of grasped people was the shocking nature of it, the way that you could show it to people and show them things that were going to happen and have them freak out about it and kind of be in control of the situation. I think that was a big thing that helped Game of Thrones become the mainstream cultural landscape that it did. Seeing people's reactions to Ned Stark, to the Red Wedding, the Mountain versus the Viper fight, like those kind of big tentpole moments that made people go, "What the fuck?" and make people talk about it. I think that's part of what made this a mainstream thing, in the sense of like everyone needs to check. You have to check out what Game of Thrones is doing, and I want to see how you react to this. So that was a big part, and I also think some of the political intrigue. And as much as they're focusing on the fighting and the dragons and all of that, I think if this show is to recapture something, it's going to recapture it through Targaryen subterfuge, interaction, political intrigue type stuff that's human. And I think what got people that aren't into fantasy, I'm a fantasy slut. I watch Willow on repeat in the background and pretty much weekly. I mean, I'm not as crazy into it as someone that would understand the book series of like the Wheel of Time, or like get way into things. I'm not quite that far with it, but what I am is sort of obsessed enough that I can watch a fantasy thing. What some people that aren't into fantasy watched Game of Thrones because they like the political intrigue of it. They like the House of Cards aspect of it, of houses and people fighting and interfighting and just shit talking and stuff that they could wrap their minds around. And I hope that House of Dragon has that as well, and I think it will. So before I go, let me play a couple of voicemails. Here, this is from voicemail 40 from area code 403.
One ring to rule them all. Find them in the darkness. Oh, wait. Wrong dragon spirit. My bad, good
Great voicemail. Who's getting excited about the House of the Dragon and wants to... That was a good message. And as always... Thank you so much. If you want to leave a voicemail, you can do that 781-990-8509. I don't have any response to that. That was just a great fucking voicemail. I have no response to that. So let's listen to another voicemail here. Let's listen to another voicemail here, Miles.
Hey, Phil. What's his name isn't writing the script. I looked up the screenwriters. Dude named the name of Ryan Condal or something like that.
Any more to the message? Let's see. I don't want to cut you off, Jay, but yeah, okay, that's the end of that message. The phone held off a little bit. So, okay, maybe George isn't writing the the pilot, as someone speculated. We'll have to see as time gets closer. Sometimes some of that Wikipedia stuff or stuff that's listed right now is still in speculation and hasn't really been dictated. Possibly maybe George is just putting his hand in all of everything and kind of being a script supervisor for stuff. We'll have to see when the episode actually airs and we get the actual credit, because sometimes IMDb or Wikipedia can speculate more than they actually know. So we'll take a wait and see approach to that to see how much George is involved from a script standpoint. But I bet if he's not writing the pilot, he will be writing several scripts for the series. Anything to not worry, Winds of Winter.
Hey, Phil, I was just thinking, I think the target audience they should try to go after is the guardians and people who didn't watch Game of Thrones all the way through while it was on, but like the audience of people who probably started watching like way after it was over, like, man, like people kept talking about this Game of Thrones thing. Let me watch it now. And maybe they're still in like season 3 or 4 and like they haven't gotten to the end, and they'll like, oh, let me watch the prequel to this. So like maybe you can like get some people who haven't been so jaded by the end yet because they haven't gotten there, but they're still into the world. That's my thought. All right, later.
Excellent point, Jay. Like, as always, great stuff by Jay and great stuff from our voicemailers and our live chat. And the super chat. Thank you so much again for an amazing super chat donation this morning. But Jay's right in some ways too, and I would to piggyback on what you said, Jay, I would say not even just people that are halfway through the series. I will also say people that binge watch it not live. I think there's an element of watching a series live in a way that we might get to a point where this era we're past this era, right? Where everything is bingeable. Nothing is really tentpole watching where so many audience members. I think Game of Thrones was one of those last big things like that. There's not a lot more television series left that are going to garnish that kind of public attention for a series finale, right? So, but so many people that might be binge watching it now are binging it from beginning to end. When you binge something from beginning to end, at least me, I'm less bitchy and judgmental about how a series ends. But if you're waiting week to week to get your answers, and then this is what they give you, it sucks. Not just Game of Thrones. That's the Lost thing. I call that the Lostness of it all. I rewatch Lost, and I watched that final season or the final episode and all that sort of shit, and I'm just like, yeah, this is all right. It's, not as good as the first season, but this isn't like the dogs and cats living together mass hysteria. Let's pick at the friggin' Lost Island and say this sucks. Because I didn't binge watch it, because I binge watched it. I didn't watch it every episode week to week. If I watched that shit week to week and they built up everything up to this point where we see all of our characters meet face to face, and then instead of giving us a next week episode, they give us the Terrence and Phillip fart episode of like the flashback of the Men in Black and Jacob's foundation that we got in the second to last episode, instead of giving us continuation to the storyline that they had built up into that point, to kind of just show you how nothing means anything. It's not even about the finale. People forget about that. It's not the finale that fucked people and Lost. It was that episode Far Beyond the Stars, I think it was called, or something. No, that's a Deep Space Nine episode. But it was the one where we learn about the foundation of the island, where we learn about Jacob and the Men in Black and all that sort of shit. Now, that was the one that they had built up. They had this moment where they had Jack and everyone face off with these other people in the cave, and it was like this big season-long build-up. We had the characters face to face, and then the next week they give us the frickin' Terrence and Phillip fart episode. So there is something to that week-to-week perspective that I can only speak for me, I'm harsher on things. So you're right. There might be a big percentage of people that catched up and watched Game of Thrones during the quarantine stuff and are ready for that, and maybe not as jaded from the perspective of watching it week to week and being involved in the mainstream hype of it all. Very, very good point. The Lost ending killed me. It fucking killed me. Same old, you know. Yeah, we got fucking Changa in the live chat too. And Ashara says, Game of Thrones, George R. R. Martin handpicked Ryan, so he's working with him. Good. So he's working with him one-on-one. So he picked him he probably picked someone that's a better, more precise script writer than him, and he's just working with him hand and foot to try to both produce one of the like a high-quality pilot script. I'm confident the pilot script is going to be great. I am confident that we're going to get a good start to the series, and from this trailer, it definitely makes me hopeful that the production value of the series is going to be through the roof. What I hope is that the cloud of negativity that comes and from another series doesn't influence this series. I hope that most people that want to give this show a shot don't tune it in to hate watch and find things to pick apart about it. Not to meaning that if it's shit, don't call it out. You know, what channel is this, right? You know, like, if it's shit, we're going to call it out. I fucking love X show and sequel shows that I don't like. I'll trash if they suck. You know, I loved everything Kurt Sutter did, and I want to watch The Bastard Executioner, but I watched 2 episodes. I'm like, this fucking sucks, and I trashed it and couldn't watch any more of it. Might happen the same here with this series. Either way, I'm going to be talking about every episode, but like, I'm not going in there and telling you, go in there and automatically like this because, you know, you should. Because, you know, you shouldn't hate on HBO for what they did to the series. No, I just mean, if you're going in and giving this show a shot, if, but you still feel like you have a hair across your ass about the season 8 Game of Thrones finale, try to separate your perspective of it. Try to make it so this series is its own unique thing, because it is. There's not going to be a lot of character associations. There's not going to be a lot of universal associations. This is a different story set in a completely different time period, as HBO is trying like hell to make you believe with the trailer of 200 years before the fall of the throne, before any of this. That's shit that you know happened. Shh. We're going to pretend those seasons didn't happen. This is good. Come on. So I'm going to try to give it a shot, personally, for me. And I'm excited everything I saw in this trailer. And for the most part, except for, you know, my own biases against Matt Smith that I'm hoping are broken. So I'm excited. I'm happy for this trailer. I hope you guys are too. And I can't wait. As more trailers come out and more stuff comes out, I will be back out here on this channel to talk about Game of Thrones. But obviously, you know, Joe and I will be talking about every single episode as they air, as they come out, as we get more trailers, as we get our full trailer. Probably, I'm guessing, in the next couple of months, we'll get a full trailer, maybe at the Super Bowl even. So maybe before then, depending on when the series is going to air. What are we in? We're in October now. They said 2022, so maybe we'll get February could be right. We could get a trailer in the Super Bowl where we get a release date, or around then, of winter of Thanksgiving or October 2022. I'm guessing that the series is going to air between September and December 2022. I think it's going to be in that back half, the final quarter. I could be wrong, but I'm going by video game release logic. Like when Nintendo's like, it's coming out in 2023. You're like, yeah, it's coming out in 2023. It's coming out at the end of 2023 at the last possible moment. So let's take a couple more chats and call this. Something about The Last of Us. Would someone say The Last of Us? Oh my God. I'm not the only one that does that with Willow. I do that with The Princess Bride too. It's fucking amazing. I'm late for work, Phil. Gotta go. Chat. Thank you for checking on in, though. I'm glad to make you a little late. Robert's Rebellion would have been much better, says Corey Mitchell. I think Duncan Egg would have been the one that I actually like or would have wanted. The Last of Us is also coming out in 2022, or is it 2023? Is that somebody said that? House of Dragon going to air before The Last of Us? I don't know. Both of them are going to air in 2022. I don't know which one's going to go first. I'm guessing House of Dragons will air first, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question. Which one's going to air first? I don't know which is further along production. I know I just said House of Dragons. My guess would be maybe Last of Us will be produced sooner because HBO really wants to get that going. But maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. They're definitely going to be, maybe they might be one after each other. One's in September for 10 weeks, which is September, October, and then House of Dragons comes on right afterwards. It's going to be interesting. I would guess that Last of Us is going to be up against whenever Walking Dead season's airing. I want The Last of Us to go right up against The Walking Dead in their final season and destroy them in the ratings. That would be fucking hilarious. Joe and I would talk about Last of Us. We'd skip The Walking Dead and talk about The Walking Dead on Mondays. But yeah, so I'm curious about that. I don't think they're going to be airing at the same time, but I do think they'll probably stagger air and air one in September and then air one in November, December, or something like right afterwards. That's my pick. The Lost. Holy shit, we get the Elm Street sniper. Is that like they're throwing Freddy's glove at me from a distance? They're looking through a scope and throwing Freddy's glove at my fucking head? Jesus fucking Christ. Elm Street sniper is a horrifying thought. Last of Us is slated for late 2022, even by 2023. Okay, so maybe House of Dragons is going to be earlier 2022, and then... So I was probably right the first time. House of Dragons will be first, and then Last of Us will be early 2023 by the time it might get projected further out. I think they are really cautious of The Last of Us, and they want to make sure that it's absolutely fucking perfect, so I could see them waiting till the last minute for that. But yeah. So I know I'm going back and forth here, but we'll go from what AK said. I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm using facts to further my information, and I would say that since from hearing that, I would say that House of Dragon's going to be first, because House of Dragon's got to be at least getting ready at this point, right? They must be done with a lot of the filming, and they're doing a lot of the CG stuff, and that's going to take a while, but still, I assume they're mostly into the post-production stuff. Beyond the Sea, thank you, Bliss, the Sensitive Man. That was the name of the Lost episode, not Far Beyond the Stars, which is the Deep Space Nine episode where the Cisco has the vision that him and the rest of the members of the cast are sci-fi writers working in an office together. That was a different show. I never thought in my life I'd see Jesus doing a recap of House of Dragons. It happens. Peace be with you. It's fucking amazing. Peace out, AK. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Gotta head out, Phil, if anyone is bored later this evening. AK will be on with DJ11 with Fandom D Saint talking about the Umbrella Academy Season 1. Catch you later. Make sure you check that out if you haven't already. And everyone, now's as good a time as any. Since AK's leaving, the party is over. But no, I know some people need to get ready for work, and I do as well. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in this recap breakdown, or this breakdown reaction of the House of the Dragons trailer. Now, I will be on more coming up talking about this. We'll get what did Joe think about this trailer as well, and do another longer form podcast where Joe and I talking about this, or at least get him talking about it at the end of the next week's Walking Dead episode. I will theoretically be back later today, if not later in the week, with Only Murders in the Building, episode 8. We're gearing towards the final few episodes of Only Murders in the Building, trying to figure out who killed Tim Kono. Join in the discussion to check that out. And if you haven't, vodka burp. If you haven't already, and you enjoy this stuff, hit the like button. It helps it get to more people, especially right now where there's going to be tons of competition with this. And I might be one of the first people doing a breakdown here of this particular episode, but I won't be the last. So make sure you hit that like button and share this, post this on different social media forums, and get into and help this reach as many people as possible. You guys are really amazing, and I love you guys. It's good to see so many faces I haven't seen in a while, too, in the live chat right now. I got to maybe do some more, and I will be doing some more House of the Dragon content and some more morning content, too, to give you a little morning taste of my goofitude. Now it's time to get my ass in the shower and get ready to go out for my day and get ready for my day's activities, and then get back here and watch a little Only Murders in the Building. And Joe and I will be back on this coming Sunday evening on 10:35 p.m. In fact, every Sunday evening at 10:35 p.m. to talk about different topics. And if you missing Joe and I, make sure you check that out. Eric Nolan. Great to see Eric Nolan. We're gonna stop ending the show right now to say Eric fucking Nolan. Make sure you check out Eric Nolan on the new Vikings series that's going to be coming up on Netflix, and some other bits and piece work that Eric Nolan has done. And I don't know if he's going to end up on House of Dragons. I don't think, I'm not sure. He hasn't told me that, and he's told me we can talk about Game of Thrones stuff. So I'm assuming he's not on House of Dragons, but maybe he'll pop up in there eventually as well, too. So people don't know our good buddy Eric. He is he's one of Tormund's number one guys. He's Tormund's Bob from like Batman. He's my number one guy. Eric Nolan was in the final couple scenes of Game of Thrones and Vikings as an extra, and he will be joining us here at some point soon. Eric and I have been talking about it for 2 years, but it's happening eventually. Eric will be joining me for a podcast where I can talk about all of his adventures as an extra through his circle. So I can't wait. And Eric was also nice enough to have 2 of the direwolves from Game of Thrones years ago say hi to me. So that was great before they ever showed up at a con. So love you, Eric. And thank you for popping into the live chat as always. we're so lucky to have you joining our fun discussions, and I can't wait to have you out here, buddy. But everyone, thank you so much. Goodbye. Get another shot of vodka before I go. Fortunately, we didn't get another super chat donation, Quagmire, but we're still early here. I still have to do an afternoon podcast a little bit later, do it about Only Murders in the Building. So we'll see what happens in there. I know my hair is giggity giggity, everybody. Talk to you next time. Peace. Oh, what am I doing? Is this it? Oh, there it is.